Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we're taking a look at something which is probably not going to appeal to quite a large majority of our target audience. But having said that, if you want to save some money and you're looking at a DDR5 based system, then this Crucial Pro DDR5 5600 megatransfers per second kit actually could be right up your street. So in today's video we're going to take a look at the RAM itself, talk about some of the specifications, some of the reasons why you may want to choose it, some of the reasons why you may not want to choose it, and we'll be taking a look at some performance numbers in MemoryMark and also 3D Mark. So if you're perhaps using it for productivity tasks, then that'll have you covered. Or if it's just straight up gaming, then you're going to see what you're likely to expect there. We're actually going to compare this to some other memory modules which I've been purchasing or been given over the last few months. So we'll be looking at some Thermaltake Tough RAM. We'll also be taking a look at some Lexar Aries RAM, and of course obviously this as well. I've also thrown in the Corsair Vengeance as well into some of the benchmark listings and pricing structures, just so you get an idea, because I think the Corsair Vengeance probably is the one which is going to be the kind of the key thing which people are going to be looking at with this when they're comparing DDR5 prices, especially towards that bargain basement bottom end. So this kit we're looking at today is a 32GB kit. Of course, if you want something a little bit different, then there's an absolute whole host of options available, from 16 gigs up to like 96 gigs or something crazy. I'll put some links in the video description so you can check them out for yourselves. Pricing is one of those weird things with Crucial Pro memory. It fluctuates very, very rapidly, as do memory prices in general. Currently, here we are at the end of January 2024, and we're finding SSD prices going through the roof, and RAM is starting to rise again, unfortunately. However, with that said, as it stands at the moment, this is amongst the cheapest on the market currently here in the UK, and is one of those things which I think is why people are going to be looking towards it, because it does appear to be extremely cheap. But is it actually any good? Well, this particular kit, like I said, is a DDR5 5600 megatransfer kit. It supports both AMD's Expo and also the Intel XMP 3.0 standards. And that again is actually something which is very, very important. Having both Expo and XMP certification means that this RAM is going to be pretty much stress-free. It's essentially going to be plug and play. Whereas a lot of other RAM on the market, you do have to look very closely at the fine print. There's a lot of Corsair Vengeance RAM, which is purely XMP, and there's some which is dedicated for Expo. So at least with this, you can buy it, and whether you choose to go with the Intel-based system or you go with the AMD-based system, it's going to be absolutely fine either way. Now when it comes to the timings on this RAM, because it is Crucial Pro, it's designed to be a stable RAM kit. So the actual speeds aren't particularly outrageous. So in terms of latencies, we're looking at 46, 45, 45, 90. That is with XMP or Expo enabled, using 1.1 volts at the rated speed of 5600 megatransfers per second. Alternatively, there is actually another Expo and XMP setting built into the RAM. With that, you get slightly tighter timings at 42, 42, 42, 84, again still at 1.1 volts and only at 5200 megatransfers per second. So if you do want your RAM a little bit tighter timings, you are going to have that offset. Although, having said that, you can actually overclock this RAM a little bit manually if you should wish to. And in the majority of cases, you can just set it to 6000 megatransfers per second and it's absolutely fine with no other tweaking required whatsoever. So other features, limited lifetime warranty. So with pretty much most RAM these days, you get a limited lifetime warranty. I think specifically this kit, if you buy it in Germany, you're limited to a 10-year limited warranty. But I think pretty much elsewhere in the world, it's a limited lifetime, as in the lifetime that you own the product. Taking an actual look at the RAM, it is very, very inconspicuous, and maybe that suits you if you're looking for a slightly more blacked out theme build. This is going to be absolutely perfect. I think the matte black heat spreaders, which is on this Crucial RAM, actually looks really neat. And also, for those of you looking to build possibly a micro ATX or an ITX form factor build, or you're doing a full-size ATX build with some huge CPU cooler and you're very concerned about RAM clearance, don't worry. This is amongst the smallest RAM actually on the market. You'll see the measurements on the screen right now. So let's quickly go through the checklist. It's pretty cheap, it's pretty small, it's pretty easily available, and it comes from one of the biggest manufacturers of RAM in the world. So what are the downsides? So let's take a look at some of the benchmarks and see what these might be. So on this first slide, we're going to see the MemoryMark score. Higher is better. This is the Crucial Pro 5600 versus the Tough RAM XG RGB D5 6000. and the Lexar Aries RGB 6400, all of which tested on the MSI Intel Z790 platform, the Gaming Plus Wi-Fi, with the Intel 13900K. So as you can see, clearly leading the pack there, we've got the Lexar Aries with 3,909 points. Runner-up, slightly slower clock speed, we've got the Tough RAM at 3688, and at the bottom we've there got the Crucial RAM with 3368. So straight away you can see there is definitely a performance penalty there, but it is cheaper RAM, so you kind of have to expect that. And also the clock speed is somewhat slower. I probably will do a follow-up video for this with all of the RAM sticks all at 6,000 mega transfers per second, but leaving the latencies as they are and seeing what the differences are there. Let me know in the video comments if you're interested in seeing that. So now let's take a look at what it's like actually for gaming. So just some very basic tests here using TimeSpy. So we've got all three sets of RAM again. So we've got the Lexar Aries, which is leading again with its slightly higher clock speed at 16,518. We've then got the Tough RAM XG, which not surprisingly comes runner-up, but very, very close indeed at 16,476. And again, with its slower speeds, we've got the Crucial Pro RAM at 16,352. So in terms of actual memory benchmarks and also gaming, there is actually a very small penalty to be had here due to the fact that it is slower RAM and also slightly higher latency. But where it gets interesting is where we take a look at pricing. So this is going to be the current pricing as of January 2024 here in the UK. So we've got the Crucial Pro, the Tough RAM XG and the Lexar Aries. Now the Tough RAM is an extremely premium set of RAM, so do take those results with a pinch of salt. And also here we've added in the Corsair Vengeance. So most expensive is going to be the Thermaltake RAM at over £240. In a more sensible position, we've got the Lexar Aries at £118.98. Just below that, we've got the Corsair Vengeance non-RGB at £109.98. And considerably cheaper again, we've got the Crucial Pro, which is available at the moment for £86.49. So as you can see, an outstanding win there for the slightly slower RAM, but is the speed actually enough to put you off? I'm really not sure. So let's take a look at what we've got next, which is actually the price per gigabyte, which for some people is very important. So losing in the terms of the actual price per gigabyte, we've got the Thermaltake RAM, which does look lovely, but you do pay a premium for that at £7.61 per gigabyte. Next up, we've got the Aries RGB, £3.72 per gigabyte. Then we've got the Corsair Vengeance at £3.43 per gigabyte. And winning this particular roundup, the slightly slower Crucial Pro 5600 at only £2.70 per gigabyte. So as with all things, spend more, get more, and that is definitely reflected in this particular kit and compared with the other kits that we've looked at. Ultimately, I think it's going to come down to if you are someone who's shopping for DDR5 and you're not overly concerned about having the bleeding edge results and getting every single inch of FPS out of your gaming rig, I think this actually makes a really good choice. At just slightly over £85 here in the UK at present for 32 gigabytes, seems like an incredible deal. And on the face value, you don't really lose a great deal of performance, especially in some of the gaming tasks where a lot of it is going to come down to the FPS that your graphics card can actually produce. On the flip side though, if you are doing some actual memory intensive tasks which require memory latency to be as low as possible or to have the memory frequency as high as possible, then certainly I think it might be worth taking a look at possibly the Lexar Aries RAM, which does give you quite a lot of value for money. And of course, if you are someone who's looking for RGB on your RAM, then sadly, Crucial at the moment don't do anything at all. And I, for one, sadly missed the Ballistics kits, which used to be available. It's really sad that those have gone now, but the Crucial Pro is essentially that price point replacement for the Ballistics. So there you go. There are my thoughts and my findings on the Crucial Pro RAM. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Have you bought some? Are you tempted by the low prices? Or would you rather spend a little bit more money and get something that's slightly more premium and potentially with a splash of RGB? I'll be very interested to hear your thoughts. I'll put links for all of this stuff in the video description below, so if you want to check out any of it and local pricing near you. And also, if you think it's good value, make a purchase. All of it goes towards helping the channel with our affiliated links, which you're more than welcome to use. I think that's going to wrap this video up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, then maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, then the chime notification, and that way you won't miss any future content. But I think that's it. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.